Good morning folks, how are you today? It is stunning today. The sun is out. I don't have my sunglasses, so I might be squinting quite a bit today, but it's absolutely beautiful. Today I'm going to be walking the final section of the Peatlands Way. I've started in Epworth. I've walked a couple of miles to where I left off the other day, and I've picked up the trail again. Today's section is about 7 miles, so I'll be walking about 9.5 altogether. So on this section I'm going to be walking past the village of Haxey. This last section is just kind of a loop underneath Epworth, so I'm just kind of doing a big circular walk today from Epworth. It is stunning today. We've got a couple of days of sunny weather ahead of us, so I'm going to try and make the most of it and get a bit of walking in. It's so nice when the sun comes out at this time of the year. It's just beautiful. So we're just about to go into Haxey Nature Reserve over here. I've just looked it up because I didn't know much about it. Apparently the reserve is a relict of bog that has been dug for peat and then colonised by birch. Habitat for nesting birds, great spotted woodpecker, tawny owl, also used by basking grass snakes. Ooh, nice. Okay, so let's go and take a look. This sounds really interesting. Amazing in here. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at it, just stunning. It is amazing the things that you come across while you're out walking, isn't it? Just leaving the nature reserve behind now. That was delightful, I have to say. It's just so beautiful, so peaceful in there. So now we've come out into this huge open expanse. So we're going to be following this footpath now all the way up here. So I think that over there somewhere, that is Westwood side, and then somewhere over here, can't see it, will be Haxey over that way. So we're heading up that way to begin with. But look at it, it is beautiful today. I am well wrapped up. I might have to take my hat and my scarf off at the moment. I am getting pretty warm. Hat and scarf are off now. It's too warm. Oh wow, it is beautiful out here today. Absolutely gorgeous. Even though it's flat, it is still quite gorgeous around here. This is a lovely little section, this. It is quite beautiful. I wish I'd brought my sunglasses though. You can see for miles from here. Beautiful. So this morning I came across a story on the internet about Welsh Mountain Rescue and how they've had a bit of a nightmare this year so far with call outs from people getting stuck in the mountains, getting themselves into trouble. And apparently a lot of the call outs are from people who are using navigation apps as like the only source of navigation. Yeah, so so yeah, it kind of relates to what I was talking about like the other day. So I think it is a growing problem. The people who are quite unfamiliar with the hills and mountains, especially in Wales, going out and walking in quite challenging areas with very little experience. I'm using navigation apps to get by. Apparently they even had to rescue someone who had gone out in Crocs and a pair of shorts. So, and this is like January, February. I mean, it's still February now. So yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Just it's mental what people get up to. Amazing up here though, just fabulous. Look at the view from here. It's incredible. See it all the way across. Amazing. We're not too far away from Haxey now. I'm just kind of following this track. I'm going to go past a farm and then we're just on this trail. We'll just sort of like touch the end of Haxey before we head back towards Epworth. Just leaving Haxey behind us now. There it is. So we don't actually go through Haxey, like just kind of like touch the tip of it and then we're back out again. But I guess if you needed to stop off for, you know, snacks or anything, you could just pop in, go and get something. Of course, Haxey is very well known for a very old, ancient folk tradition going back to allegedly 1359, and that is the Haxey Hood. So the Haxey Hood is a traditional game thought to have started in 1359, like I say. So this year would make it 666 years old. So it's believed to be one of the oldest folk traditions in the country. It takes place after Christmas, on the 12th day after Christmas, so usually on January the 6th, unless it lands on a Sunday, and then they don't do it on the Sunday. I think they put it on the Saturday instead. So if you look on YouTube, there's plenty of footage of the Haxey Hood over the years. Basically it's a scrum called a sway, I think. What happens is like a tube of leather called a hood is passed around, and it's like a big rugby scrum of like blokes mostly who are trying to get this hood to one of 4 pubs in the area. And the game itself is played between the villages of Haxey and Westwood Side. Yeah, do look it up on YouTube, some really interesting footage. Got some footage going back to like the 20s as well on there, so it's pretty interesting. So the story of the Haxey Hood obviously dates back to the 14th century, and apparently it was the Lady de Mowbray. The de Mowbray family owned a lot of the land around here at that time, and apparently Lady de Mowbray was taking her horse out for a walk, as ladies did in those days, and she dropped her handkerchief, and then apparently some of the farm boys basically chased the handkerchief, trying to catch the handkerchief, and eventually caught the handkerchief and handed it back to her. Anyway, she was apparently so delighted at this spectacle, she sort of declared that she would donate, her family would donate some land to the locals. So I believe historians have verified this date, because apparently there is some evidence that John de Mowbray did give some land to locals in 1359. Not far now, Epworth, 1 3/4 miles. So we're just following this path over here, but look at the view from here. It's just beautiful, it really is. You can see for miles. This has been a great section today, definitely. It's been absolutely gorgeous. Now apparently we're walking towards the site of a holy well. I'm not sure if there's going to be anything there or not, but we'll go and take a look. So I think this is it. I think this must be the site of the holy well. Let's have a little look. Yeah, there is something down there. I think it's hard to get down, but look. You can just see there is water coming out of there. I'll see if I can get down a bit further. So this is it. It's just like hidden away among these trees. Get a bit closer in. Look at that. It's kind of sad it's just been left and forgotten about, isn't it? So this was once a holy place. I don't know the history of it at all. I just saw it on the map. So it's on the map as a holy well. That's all there is. So I haven't done any research on it, so I don't know. If there's anything, I'll put it on to the screen. But yeah, just completely forgotten about. Quite a nice little place. Beautiful. I've just found a sign as well. Look, private property, keep out. Well, it's too late. I've been in. I've been in for a look. It's tough. Right, let's get back onto the trail. There's Epworth in the distance. We are nearly at the end of the Peatlands Way. So I've really enjoyed this trail. It's been a great one to do over the winter months. It's been something local to me while I'm visiting family here in North Lincolnshire. It's been, yeah, just a lovely little trail to follow. I've used public transport to do it. There's great transport links to this trail. There's a train station at Crowell. There's 2 stations at Thorn and a train station at Hatfield, Stainforth. And there's also regular buses as well to Epworth, Crowell, Thorn and Hatfield and Stainforth all around. There's regular bus routes. So yeah, if you are a local around South Yorkshire, North Lincolnshire, this could be a nice little trail for you to have a go at. It's very easy, nice and flat, easy to follow. You shouldn't get too lost on this one. Even though there's no waymarks really, you just see the Peatlands Way waymarks in the nature reserves and that's it. But the rest of the route just follows footpaths. But yeah, I have thoroughly enjoyed this trail. It's been a good one. It's not as grand as some of our other hiking trails around the country, but I think it's a good one if you're just getting into maybe long distance trails, or if you prefer something that's like sort of easy walking, low level stuff, then this is ideal really. Just coming into Epworth. Now Epworth is an interesting place, has lots of history to it. It is famously known for John Wesley, who started the Methodist movement. Now I'm not a Christian, but apparently the Methodist movement was a big deal. I don't know much about that kind of thing. However, my particular favourite story of Epworth is about the old rectory at Epworth where John Wesley and his family grew up. My favourite story is that of a poltergeist. Apparently the activity in the family home lasted for about a year, started in 1717, and they heard bangs and scrapes and knockings and sounds of footsteps all over the house, and it lasted for a year. The family were terrified and then it just disappeared. It stopped altogether. So yeah, it's kind of an old famous poltergeist story. So that's my favourite story. So before I start wandering through the streets of Epworth, I'll sign off here. Thank you so much for watching. This has been quite a nice little long distance path to do. It's quite nice to get the year started with the long distance trail. Hopefully there'll be more to come this year. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week for another one.